No Mind Johnson was a Black trans woman who was the force behind the Stonewall riots and surrounding activism that sparked a new phase of the LGBTQ+ movement. Marsha was an American gay liberation activist and self-identified drag queen. Known as an outspoken advocate for gay rights, Johnson was one of the prominent figures in the Stonewall Uprising of 1969. A founding member of the Gay Liberation Front, Johnson co-founded the radical activist group Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, or STAR, alongside close friend Sylvia Rivera in 1970. This was a group committed to supporting transgender youth experiencing homelessness in New York City. A popular figure in New York City's gay and art scene, Johnson modeled for Andy Warhol and performed on stage with the drag performance troupe Hot Peaches. Known for decades as a welcoming presence in the streets of Greenwich Village, Johnson was known as the mayor of Christopher Street. Johnson worked to provide food, clothing, emotional support, and a sense of family for the young drag queens, trans women, and gender nonconformists, along with other gay street kids living on the Christopher Street docks or in their house on the Lower East Side of New York. In the 1980s and early 90s, Johnson continued to play an active part in street activism as a respected organizer with ACT UP, AIDS Coalition to Unleash Power, which made huge strides in addressing the AIDS epidemic. With Rivera, Johnson established the Star House, a shelter for gay and trans street kids in 1972, and paid the rent for it with money they made themselves as sex workers. While the house was not focused on performance, Johnson was a drag mother of Star House, in the long-standing tradition of chosen families in the Black and Latino LGBT community.
Another shining star in our community that we are spotlighting today is Sylvia Rivera. Sylvia was a veteran of the 1969 Stonewall Uprising and a tireless advocate for all those who have been marginalized as the gay rights movement has mainstreamed. Sylvia fought hard against the exclusion of transgender people from the Sexual Orientation Non-Discrimination Act in New York and was a loud and persistent voice for the rights of people of color and low-income queers and trans people and sex workers. In 1969, at age 17, she took part in the famous Stonewall riots by allegedly throwing the second Molotov cocktail in protest of the police raid of the gay bar Stonewall Inn in Manhattan. She is also known for her work founding the Gay Liberation Front, as well as teaming up with her friend Marsha P. Johnson to co-found STAR, the Street Transvestite Action Revolutionaries, a group that helped support and empower gay, trans, and gender fluid youth in 1970. Defiant of labels, Rivera confounded many in the mainstream gay liberation movement because of her own diverse and complex background. She was poor, trans, a drag queen, a person of color, a former sex worker, and someone who also experienced drug addiction, incarceration, and homelessness. For all of these reasons, Rivera fought for not only gay and trans rights, but also racial, economic, and criminal justice issues.
But you all do. I believe in the gay power. I believe in us getting our rights, or else I would not be out there fighting for our rights.